Hello and welcome to the MetalPack Pod, the industry's leading podcast for the global metal packaging market. The MetalPack Pod is brought to you by the Metal Packager, the number one digital resource for the global metal packaging market. The MetalPack Pod is brought to you in association with PPG Packaging Coatings, a global leader in innovative, safe and reliable coatings. Their range of innovative and sustainable solutions help protect and beautify the world. Our podcast was recently voted in the top 10 for packaging podcasts globally, so be sure to like our podcast and receive regular updates when the latest episode drops. In this episode, we welcome back popular guest Damian Pollok from Koenig Bauer MetalPrint, and he delves into the latest advancements in the metal packaging industry, spotlighting Koenig Bauer's new digital printing line, the MetJet One. Damian discusses the transition to digital printing, emphasising the machine's high quality output and customer acceptance challenges. The episode also addresses staffing difficulties in this day and age and highlights efforts to attract young talent and the role of automation in easing operational burdens. We hope you enjoy the episode. Good morning, Damian. Good to see you again. How's the last few months been for you?
Hey Alex, good to be back. For me, it was extremely exciting because I became a dad 5 weeks ago.
Oh, congratulations! That explains the bags under your eyes, so to speak. I know. Good job. This is audio only. I mean, I'm definitely used to that. But no, congratulations. Well, it sounds like a busy time of things, and not least at Koenig Bauer as well. I know back in visited you guys at the end of last year for the pre-launch of MetJet One, and definitely a very exciting concept, and seemed to be good feedback from the industry. So that's probably a nice place to start. So for our listeners who perhaps aren't as well acquainted with MetJet One, if you can perhaps provide a bit of an overview, and that's a good place for us to begin.
So the MetJet One is our first UV LED digital printing line, and for us it marks the start for Koenig Bauer MetalPrint to digital printing in metal decorating. And the focus on the MetJet One was to have the highest quality with the best price performance ratio. So this is not a high volume fast printing press, but this is a digital printing press giving you the best results for the industry. So for us, it's the start, and we see it also as a start for our customers. And so far, the feedback was very exciting. We got a lot of customers having a closer look to it, and a lot of customers who are not necessarily Koenig Bauer MetalPrint customers yet. So this is very exciting because it's a different price range to all of our other equipment. So yeah, we are quite happy where we are right now. The machine is right now in the US. Our team will arrive next week to start the commissioning. And the preparations on site at RSI and our featured customer are done. So yeah, next week we will start unpacking, installing everything. And if everything goes according to plan, we will have site acceptance in June. So exciting times right now for us. But right now we are happy with the progress. The customer is stoked. So yeah, good times.
Excellent stuff. So you mentioned there, was it June? You said that you're confident this is going to be installation and in production. So that's exciting times for sure. And I think just before we move on to a few other important issues at Koenig Bauer, I think in terms of the digital print sphere, I think it's probably useful to clarify that this isn't just a case of pitting digital against offset. This is a case of another option for metal packaging producers, and I think that's probably important at the outset for listeners who perhaps might not necessarily understand what Koenig Bauer are looking to try and achieve here.
Yeah, we did it a little bit different compared to, let's say, others on that perspective. So the MetJet One is not a replacement for an offset press. Not at all, was not intended to do so. Not for the volume. This is, as said, starting digital printing, because the reality, if you do digital printing, it's not just I switch off my offset, start a digital and start selling. The quality is different. It's not necessarily worse, it is different. And your customer, the end customer, has to accept that. And with a lot of discussions from our customers, one of the hesitation was, well, will my customer, Nestle, P&G, whatever it is, accept that? So this is a process which needs to go on as well. So our customers need to start off the digital production business. And we did this step with the MetJet One, which is not too fast, not too expensive machine to do that first step. Because just imagine if you have to start a digital printing, and you do not know if your customers really dig the quality and everything, it's a difference spending 4 million compared to maybe 1.5 million to start with. So this is a difference, and this is why we said, okay, maybe there's a fair point to have such concept of machine available to the market. I mean, we are still also have the MetJet Pro for a high volume, high speed operation with 2,500 sheets per hour production output. But this is complete different customer region attacking that. So depending if you want to have low volume, just start, or if you want to go high volume digital, we got both offerings in our portfolio. And right now we are actually quite happy with how we set up in regards of digital printing.
Excellent stuff. And you mentioned the feedback has been positive. I mean, since we spoke back in November, has there been any feedback that you can certainly update the Metal Packager on in terms of the MetJet One? Was there any, when obviously you had the media invitation there, but you also had potential customers as well providing their feedback. So was there anything from that day that was taken on by Koenig Bauer in terms of trying to optimize MetJet One and the digital printing, or was it a case of broadly in line with what you were expecting?
No, there's always stuff that we didn't saw that we can improve. I mean, RSI before the factory acceptance test and during the factory acceptance test had some remarks and some wishes that we managed to include as well. Also, at our open house event where we hosted a lot of customers, we got a lot of feedback, and some of that feedback actually led to an improvement on the first MetJet One machine. Because obviously we do a lot of meetings and discussions before we do development, but it's reality that at the end you do not cover all the points. This is why open house events, customer visits, and so on, extremely important to us to understand, okay, did we miss something? Because sometimes you're so deep in the technology, you do not see the big picture. And it was really interesting. And yeah, we changed the line because of some feedback that we got from customers. Yeah.
We interrupt this episode for a brief segment from our sponsors, PPG.
Packaging coatings from PPG draw on our company's 140-year history of innovation. We never stop improving our solutions to meet the evolving needs of can makers and the marketplace. That spirit of innovation results in technology like the cradle-to-cradle platinum-rated PPG Innovel Pro. PPG Innovel Pro is the latest enhancement to the world's #1 non-BPA beverage can coating. It still doesn't use any bisphenol ingredients, but experienced can makers report that it now sprays like an epoxy. Follow PPG Packaging Coatings on LinkedIn or visit packagingcoatings.com to learn more about why PPG is the coatings partner for can making excellence.
Got a lot to unpack here in this mini podcast episode, so I just want to move on slightly. I know certainly automation and AI are very much buzz topics within the industry, but I want to focus more on automation to start with, because I know recruiting of young people and good quality people within the can making sector is providing to be quite tricky at the moment, with generally Gen Zs, millennials moving jobs every kind of 3, 4, 5 years, which is very problematic when you're trying to train people. So I just want to see what Koenig and Bauer are looking to do in terms of one, automation, and two, kind of staffing issues. I suppose if we roll things back slightly, I mean, are Koenig and Bauer having any issues in terms of recruiting good people? That's probably a nice place to begin.
Even we are struggling, because we at Koenig Bauer MetalPrint, we are producing in the heart of Stuttgart with Porsche, Mahle, Bosch, and all the big ones surrounding us. So it is tricky for us to get actually stuff. So this is why we work a lot with university. We have a cooperation university in Baden-Württemberg, in Stuttgart. It's called the DHBV, where we recruit young students. So they do a split time program. They are in university and they're doing projects at Koenig and Bauer's side. Most of them lead to a direct career path in Koenig and Bauer MetalPrint. So this is what we are doing. But it is tricky. It is tricky also for us. And if I talk to customers, worker shortage is a real problem. I mean, price pressure and everything, short delivery times, yeah, always have that. But the shortage of workers isn't actually a problem. We have customers who cannot produce as much as they want because they do not have the stuff. The machines are there, the jobs are there, the consumables are there, but there's no person running that line. So this is something which is an extreme pain point from our customers, and this is why we are in printing and conventional printing and coding side focusing a lot of automating as much as we can, as reasonable as we can. So this is what we did with the metal control for color automation on the metal star presses, and also the latest development with Specmetrics with the closed loop integration for our coating lines. And this is something where the market feedback is very good because this takes the dependency away from the operator. Because even if you get operators, they are fresh, they are new, you have to train them. Yeah. And it's not that easy running such a line. You need training, you need experience and everything to build up. So every automation can help the operators and the customer to get more output and better output. So this is one of the parts we try to automate as much as we can, as reasonable as it gets. And one thing is when we're speaking about hiring, this is something that I struggle to understand, is if you have a brand new machine, let's just say you have a new metal stuff for new coating, whatever it is, these are nice machines. They are modern, they are pretty quiet, they are easy to work on, they are fancy, especially for the younger generation with the touch screens, the cameras and everything. And this is something that customers, I guess, could use more to advertise that. Because if somebody tells me I work in print, the first thing that comes for most people in mind is it's dirty, it's dark, it's a little bit shady, it's rough work. But a really modern metal decorating facility is not. It is clean, it is reasonably quiet, it's modern. So yeah, this is something which I would love to see customers advertising more, saying, hey, listen, I got the best equipment and brand new equipment. It's a pleasure to work on. Come work for me. Yeah. And especially for the younger generation, I could see that being tempting to joining such a company.
Yeah, just on the staffing side of things, is it a case of the potential workers or workforce is not there, it's reduced in time, or is it a case of young people just simply don't want to work in printing, manufacturing anymore? It's not seen as necessarily an attractive, just the way that the world has evolved, and it just doesn't seem an attractive place for them. Or is it a combination of the two? I'm just interested. And is this a case of in Germany specifically, or do you think this is kind of pan-European and a global issue?
I would say it's both reasons, and it's, from my point of view, a global problem. You have it in the US, you have it in Asia, maybe not too much, but also starting there. You have it in Europe, you have it pretty much everywhere. And I mean, if your child would come to you and ask you, well, I want to go to printing or I want to go to university studying, most parents will favor one way out of the both. And because printing or, let's say, manual work has a negative touch to it, which is not necessarily true. I mean, I can just speak for Germany, and the German wages, they are not too bad. If you're a print operator, it's not too bad paid, actually. And as said, if you have a modern workshop, it is actually a nice, clean, and safe work. And this is something that most of the people, and young people and parents, do not know, because the decision for the career path is often decided pretty early. If you are 15, 16, 17, 18, I decided to become a printer when I was 16, I guess. And then you always talk to your parents saying, hey, I want to do that. Is that okay? What do you think? And the picture needs to change a little bit for the younger generations, for the young work staff coming out to the market, and for the parents saying, okay, working at a print shop, at a can maker is actually not bad. It's a pretty reasonable job and a safe job. Because talking about AI, robots, and whatever it is, you can be sure that there will be print operators also in 10, 15, 20, 35 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's for sure.
No, you're right. And I think this sort of goes on nicely to AI, really, in terms of certainly in the UK, just to give yourself some context. I mean, under the Tony Blair government in the late 1990s, it was the Labour government here. It was their ambition to have 50% of all young people going to university. So there was a big drive for education and for the university side of things. So you've probably reached a point where sort of millennial generation where there's two too many people overly qualified for the amount of roles there are, and certainly with AI potentially making a lot of those roles obsolete in the next 10 to 15 years, we probably will see a situation where apprenticeships and manufacturing roles will be seen as quite attractive moving forward. So I think things potentially will go full circle, but I think it's a challenge for the likes of Koenig and Bauer to see how using the technology, but also still having good people. It's not an easy fit, and it's probably, I can imagine, it's many hours have been spent in meetings trying to find that perfect balance of automation and also good skilled people, because ultimately businesses are created by people and people still do business through people. So you do need that balance. So it's certainly not an easy one, and one we could have a discussion with for many hours, no doubt.
True that.
Yeah, absolutely. So just wanted to just also focus on the innovation side of things for Koenig & Bauer. See, recently there's a press release. You've got a couple of new innovations. The Venturi, is that right? The air cushion transport.
The Venturi transport. This is some of our latest developments that we have in our coating lines. We have a couple of installations being in the market right now. So we're improving that one even further. But the feedback is very, very good. So we're very happy having that. What we're seeing is that customers are proactively asking us, hey, what is that? Can I have that? And it's always a good sign if we as a manufacturer don't have to tell them, listen, this is good, take this. The customer's asking us, hey, I heard that. That seems nice. Can I have that? So yeah, the technology is actually quite good, being well appreciated by the market. So we're happy for having that. And we have a lot of new stuff being released until the MedPack next year. I mean, MedPack is in 1 year roughly. So we have a lot of new stuff being presented there. And in the meantime, so what we are focusing right now also is our retrofit business. So we have a lot of upgrade packages being created for our existing products, for MetalStar 2, for life enhancing measurements. We have various upgrades for MetalStar 3 presses, for coating lines. So this is something where we focused in the last months, and we'll continue to focus in the future as well, because I mean, we like to sell new machines, obviously, but a lot of customers have older machines and they are still good. I mean, a MetalStar 3 and a MetalStar 2 are still pretty good machines. So we try to cater that and give the customers upgrade packages to enhance the lifetime of the presses and even improve some functionality. So this is something where our focus was and will be for the next couple of months. And we have also one big thing coming in terms of coating, because we are right now in the preparation or in the development of a new coating machine. We recently launched a Metal Coat 471, which is our standard coating machine. It's using latest technology from Siemens, but with mechanical simple architecture, what basically known by the industry. And the Metal Coat 484 takes that further in terms of automation. So we'll introduce then closed loop integration of spec metrics and other quality systems. And also we're planning right now to have automatic wash-ups for the machine itself. So this is something very exciting. We're right now actively looking where to test the machine. So this is something which we will present on MedPack, and we're looking forward to do so.
Excellent stuff. And just as a final sign off, I know when we last conducted a podcast, it was probably a year or so ago, we were slightly downbeat about the state of play within the industry. The market had downturned, certainly that post-COVID boom that the metal packaging industry had seen, and it was a case of 2024 was taking stock a little bit. So I just wanted an overview of how certainly the last quarter has been at Koenig & Bauer, and projections for the rest of the year. Are you positive for the way the industry has bounced back, or is it still a case of a cautionary tale, not least with this is for another podcast, no doubt, the tariff situation and obviously political pressures. We won't touch upon that today, but how are things looking for Koenig & Bauer for the rest of this year and moving forward?
So far, 2025 for us was very good. Actually, surprising good. So right now we are very positive for this year and for the next year as well. So considering the last years, which were difficult for various reasons, 25 started strong. We see a lot of customer interest. We see a lot of discussions for new projects and so on. So we are right now very happy and very positive on the situation that we're having and for the outlook for the next month. So we hope that this will continue. But it feels very, very good to be on the market, to be honest.
That's a great message to hear, and no doubt our listeners will be buoyed by that revelation there. So long may that continue. And Damian, it's been a pleasure to catch up, and congratulations again on your recent arrival. And wishing you and your family all the best. We'll speak soon.
Thanks, Alex. Take care.
Cheers.